When people think of Harry Potter, they think of the spectacle, the sparks from a wand, the towering spires of Hogwarts, and the thrill of a snitch caught in midair. But the truth is, Harry Potter isn't a story about magic, it's a story about the messy, violent, and beautiful choices humans make when they're pushed to the brink. Some characters are hammers, hitting the front line. Some are the ghost, whispering from the shadows. And some are just kids who never wanted a war, yet ended up holding the world together. Today, we're stripping away the chosen one tropes and looking at the most important characters in the franchise, not by their kill count or their screen time, but by their impact. Because without these specific souls, the wizarding world doesn't just lose, it collapses into dust. And obviously, this is Stevie. Welcome to the Loreverse, and let's dive into this. Now, starting with the most important character, right? Harry Potter. He's the anchor here. Like, he is the most important character because he is the chosen one. He's important because he is a living contradiction. He breaks the cycle of the Hollows, right? Voldemort spends his life chasing the Elder Wand to dominate. Harry possesses all three Deathly Hollows and chooses to walk away from them. He is the only master of death because he accepts that death is inevitable. And also the power of enough. Unlike every other powerful wizard, Harry has no ambition. He doesn't want to be the next Dumbledore or the minister. He just wants his friends to survive the night. And the lack of ego is the only thing Voldemort couldn't calculate. And so the verdict here is Harry is the soul of the story because he proves that the ultimate power isn't a spell. It's the willingness to be the one who stops the cycle of violence, even if it costs him everything. Now, second, and this is all my opinion, guys, for me, it's Albus Dumbledore, right? I think he is like the architect of the long game here. Dumbledore is the most dangerous man in the series, not because of his wand, but because of his restraint. He is a man haunted by the greater good, and it's really a philosophy that cost him his sister and his soul in his youth. He is the puppet master with a heart. So he spent 17 years raising Harry like a pig for slaughter, but he did it while carrying the crushing weight of knowing he was the villain in Harry's story so that the world could have a hero. And we also see in Dumbledore that makes him also very important, the choice of silence. He withheld the truth not to control Harry, but to protect Harry's capacity for love. And without Dumbledore's cold, calculated brilliance, the light would have never been extinguished before the first book even ended. Now, the third most important character is obviously Lord Voldemort, right? He is darkness. So Voldemort is the ultimate cautionary tale. He is what happens when a human being tries to solve the problem of death through division, right? He is a destroyed soul. So by ripping his soul into 7 pieces, he became less than a man. He thought he was becoming a god, but he was actually becoming a ghost while he was still alive. And he didn't create the darkness in the wizarding world. He just gave it a uniform. He represents the systematic rot of blood purity and the cowardice of those who allowed it to happen. So Baltimore matters a lot because he proves that immortality is a prison if you have no one to live for. Now, some of y'all are going to disagree with like the last of these, but it's totally fine. Love to hear who you guys think is more important in the comments. The third, I'm going to say Hermione Granger, okay? If Harry is the heart, Ron is the blood, Hermione is the spine. She is the bridge between worlds. As a muggle-born, she had to work twice as hard to prove that she belonged. She didn't just learn the rules, she mastered them so she could break them. And what she has is really she's like a bridge. She's a bridge between worlds, but she also has a tactical edge. Like without Hermione, Harry dies in year 1. He dies in the forest. He dies in the ministry. She provided the research, the logistics, and the moral compass when the boys were too busy being heroes. And she is the reminder that knowledge doesn't run out of charges. Fifth, Ron Weasley. Okay, I love Ron, and I believe that Ron gives us the most human element of all of the Harry Potter films and Harry Potter books. Ron, to me, is the most human person in the trio, and that makes him the most relatable hero because Ron makes the choice to stay all the time because Harry has to fight and Hermione has to prove herself, but Ron could have just stayed at the Burrow, right? He chose the hunger, the cold, and the Horcrux-induced madness out of pure loyalty. And he also is a tactician as well. And this wasn't explored well in the movies. I hope that they explore this more in the shows. But like people forget that he is the strategist. He's the one who sees the board. And he understands the wizarding part of the world that others don't. And Ron is really the anchor that keeps the story grounded in reality. And he reminds us that you don't need a prophecy to be brave. You just really need to show up and be prepared to battle. Also, we got Severus Snape, okay? And Snape, and a lot of people would put Snape like in top 3. So Snape is the story's greatest gray area. He isn't a good man, but he's a great tool. And he's really the double agent, right? He spent years and inches away from the most dangerous wizard in history, lying to his face every single day. And to be honest, that level of mental fortitude is really unmatched. And also, like he is the tragedy of always. His redemption wasn't born out of kindness, but out of a narrow, obsessive love for a dead woman, aka Harry Potter's mom. And like Snape matters because he proves that you can do the right thing for the wrong reasons and it still saves the world. Seventh, we got Minerva McGonagall. She's really like the unbending line here. She's like the gold standard that we see in Harry Potter of integrity. So while the men in power, Dumbledore and all them, while they're playing politics and hiding secrets, Professor McGonagall was actually trying to protect the students, right? She is the high table of the wizarding world, and she's the person who ensures that even in war, there's a code of conduct and there's a order. Next one, we have Neville Longbottom, right? So Neville is the what if, right? He could have been the chosen one, and the prophecy fit him just as well as Harry. But Neville's greatness is that he became a hero without the destiny. He didn't have the special protection, or the fame. He was just a boy with a herbology book who decided that no was an answer he was willing to die for. And Neville proves that greatness isn't born, it's forged in the moments when everyone else has given up. Ninth, we have Sirius Black. And Sirius really represents the stolen generation. He's the reminder of what the First War calls 12 years in Azkaban for a crime he did not commit. Sirius is a broken man trying to be a father figure to Harry. His importance lies in showing Harry that the good side isn't always fair and that some wounds from war never truly heal. And 10th, we have Luna Lovegood, my final one. In a world of logic and war, Luna is, the only one who stays sane. She sees the things others refuse to, Thestrals, Nargles, and the inherent value of being yourself. She is the hope of the series. And when Harry felt the most isolated, Luna was the only one who didn't try to fix him. She just accepted him. And she reminds us that really being normal is the least important thing that you can be. And so the final verdict that I have here is that, like, if you take any of these people out of the equation, the stories fails. Without Snape's secrets, Harry dies. Without Hermione's books, the Horcruxes stay hidden. Without Neville stands, the snake lives. Harry Potter isn't about a single hero defeating a villain. It's about a collective resistance. It's about how 1,000 small choices by a dozen different people can eventually topple a tyrant. It's a story that tells us you don't have to be the chosen one to be the reason the world keeps turning. So in the end, the most powerful magic in Hogwarts wasn't the killing curse or the Elder Wand. It was the fact that a group of flawed, sacred, and broken people decided that love was worth the risk. And that is a story that will live on forever. Now, a lot of y'all are going to, I think 100% of y'all will disagree with my list. I know y'all are going to come here and cape for Snape. I love Snape as well, so I understand. I've put Snape high on my list, but as I've been reading and as I've been really, just thinking about, just these books and movies, my list has changed. But I would love to hear what you guys think. Who is your list? Who is your top 10 most important in the Harry Potter books and movies? Please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, and peace out.